Let's get started. So we'll just start by finding a comfy seat, easy seat. Let's just quiet our minds and our bodies. Putting your hands in a comfortable position on your knees, your thighs. We'll just take some deep breaths, inhaling deeply and exhaling fully. If you would like, you can bring your hands to your heart, set an intention for our class tonight. When you decide upon that, you can bow your head to that intention. I welcome everyone with Namaste. The light in me honors the light in each and every one of you. We'll begin by raising our arms up towards the sky and then letting them drop down like we're going through molasses, slowly down to the mat. Raise them back up towards the sky, looking up, raising your heart to the heavens. Slowly back down to the mat. And one more time, raising our arms up. Let's keep them up. We're going to drop our right arm to the side and raise our left arm over our head to get a nice side stretch on our left side. You should keep your sits bones on the mat. If you would like a deeper stretch, you can put your forearm on the mat as long as you can keep your sits bones down. Breathe into that stretch. We'll cartwheel our arms over to the opposite side, dropping the left arm down, raising the right arm over the head for a nice stretch on the right side body. Let's press ourselves back up into neutral, and we'll extend our right leg out, diagonally bring our left heel into the inner thigh. Let's raise our arms up towards the sky, shift our hips in the direction of our foot, and lean forward in that direction. Still getting a side body stretch here. Remembering to breathe. Let's drop our hands to the floor parallel to our extended leg, and we're going to slowly walk our arms to a spot where you have a stretch in your hamstring. Nothing that is painful, just a nice stretch. When you find that spot, we're just going to hold that. Take some deep breaths. Using our hands, we'll push ourselves back up to neutral and take those stretches to the opposite side, extending our left leg out. Bring our right heel into our inner thigh, raising our arms up towards the sky, shifting our hips in the direction of our foot, lowering down. And we'll drop our arms down, do the same as we did on the other side, walking them slowly till we find that nice stretch in our hamstring. When you find that spot that feels good, hold that and breathe. Alright, we'll slowly push ourselves back up, and we're going to make our way onto our hands and knees into tabletop position. Making sure your shoulders are over your wrists and your hips over your knees. And we'll start with some cat-cows. So we're going to drop our belly, lifting our head up towards the sky. Inhaling. Exhaling, rounding the back, tucking the chin. You can do a few of those at your own pace. We'll return to neutral. Extend our right leg out behind us. You can extend your left hand out as well if you want to challenge your balance a bit, looking out in front of you as if you're shaking someone's hand. And we'll bring our knee to our elbow if that's in our practice. 3 times. Return to neutral, extending the left leg behind you and the right arm out in front. Bring the left knee to the right elbow 3 times. Return to neutral, and let's spread our knees wide and fall back onto our hips for extended child's pose. Bring your head to the mat, spreading your fingers. Taking some deep breaths. From here, we're going to come back into tabletop and tuck our toes, lifting our hips up into our first downward facing dog. You can bend one leg and then the other if you would like. Those muscles are tight right now. Walking your dog. Your head looking between your legs, your chest towards your thighs. You can sway your hips one side to the other if you would like, walking, shaking, wagging your tail. And we'll just come to a steady downward facing dog and slowly walk our feet up to our hands and raising up slowly one vertebrae at a time into Tadasana mountain pose, facing forward with our hands at our sides. We're going to do some sun salutations, saluting the sun above and the sun within, each and every one of us. Bringing your hands to heart center, sweeping your arms above you towards the sky, swan diving down, forward fold, hands to knees for a flat back, back down for a forward fold and step back into plank, chaturanga down to your belly, pressing up for cobra or upward facing dog, tucking your toes, pushing back into downward facing dog. Hopping or stepping your feet back to your hands, sweeping your arms up towards the sky again, swan dive down, forward fold, hands on the knees for flat back, hands back down to the mat, step back, chaturanga, belly to the floor, push up to cobra or up dog, and tuck the toes for downward facing dog. And slowly step back to the front of the mat, slowly raising up back into Tadasana. From here we're going to go into warrior pose. So we're going to keep our left foot facing the front of the mat, bringing the right foot back, bending the left knee, extending your arms, looking over your left fingertips in a sturdy warrior pose. And then we're going to reverse our warrior, bringing the arm over our head, opening our heart, and using your core strength, coming down to a side angle bend, bringing the arm over the head, push back and reverse the warrior one more time. Then we'll come up to neutral, straightening the front leg, going into triangle pose, bringing the arm down, the leg, the right arm up, opening up the chest. And then we're going to bring the back leg so that it's right behind the front leg, going down into pyramid pose, bringing your hands to the mat for support, bringing your head towards your knee, your chest towards your thigh. Then we're going to cartwheel out of that and bring everything to the opposite side. So we're going to go into warrior two, bending the right foot, making sure the knee does not go over the ankle, extending the arms, looking over the right fingertips, looking forward. Reverse that triangle, bringing the left arm down, the right arm over the head for a nice chest opener. And then cartwheel the arms, bring the right arm to the knee and the left arm up, over for a side bend, side stretch. And then we'll reverse the warrior one more time, bringing the right arm over the head. And then cartwheel the arms, straightening the front leg, going into triangle pose, lifting the left arm towards the heavens, bringing the right hand to the knee or the calf, opening up the chest. And then we'll lift our arms back up, shifting our back leg again to go into triangle pose on this side. Bending at the hips, bringing the chest towards the thigh. Bringing the hands to the mat for support. And we'll use our core to come out of that back into Tadasana mountain pose. Looking straight ahead. We're going to go into chair pose, lifting our arms up the side of our head, sitting down in an imaginary chair, dropping the hips, making sure the knees don't go over the ankles. Bring your hands to prayer position. And we're going to twist, bringing the right elbow to the left knee, looking over the left shoulder. And coming back to neutral chair, the arms raised next at the sides of the ears. Hands back to heart center, twisting to the left, looking over the right shoulder. And then we'll come back to our neutral chair. Arms up towards the heavens. And then raising back up to mountain Tadasana pose. Let's take our feet in a little hip width distance apart. We're going to swing our arms slowly at first, side to side. Eventually, your hands will make contact with your back, where your kidneys are. You can shake that out. Let's bring our hands to our hips, bending at the hips for a forward wide angle bend. You can bring your hands to the mat if that's in your practice. Leaving the right hand down, lifting the left arm up towards the sky. Look up towards the left fingertips. And dropping the left hand down, raising the right arm, looking up towards the right fingertips. And we're turning that hand down. Bringing the hands back to the hips, raising up. And we're going to bring our feet a little bit closer together. We're going to do breath of joy. This is, I'm going to demonstrate first, and then if you're not familiar, so that you know, it's 3 inhales and then an exhale. So we're going to go inhale, 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 exhale. As long as your sense of balance is all right, you can don't bend over if you have problems with vertigo or something like that. So, okay, we'll go. We can return back to Mountain Tadasana pose. Let's stand at the top of our mat, and we're going to go Chaturanga down to plank. Lower to your belly. Lift up for Cobra. Tuck the toes for Downward Facing Dog. Let's hold this for a couple breaths. And then we're going to raise our right leg up for a three-legged dog. And bring that foot in between your hands, dropping your back knee for a low lunge. You can bring your hands to your knee if that's within your practice. Or to challenge your balance, you can lift them up towards the sky for a crescent lunge. We'll drop them back to the floor, to the mat, going back into Chaturanga. Down to the belly, push up for Cobra or Up Dog. Downward Facing Dog. Lifting your left leg up for three-legged dog. And then swinging that foot in between your hands, dropping the back knee. Bringing the hands to the knees. Up to the sky if you would like. Crescent lunge. Hands back to the mat. Chaturanga. Up Dog or Cobra. Tuck the toes, Downward Facing Dog. And then step or hop back to the front of the mat. Raising the arms all the way up towards the sky. Swan diving down. And slowly rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Back into Tadasana. Let's work on some balance poses. I'm going to try tree pose at first. So we're going to steady our left leg and swing your right foot in front and behind. Kind of get your bearings. And whenever you're ready, you can bring your foot to your ankle or your calf or your inner thigh. Just don't put it on your knee. And bring your hands to heart center. And it's very helpful to find something, a spot to look at. We call a drishti, something that's stationary, not moving, helps with balance immensely. And we'll come out of that tree and do that on the opposite side, planing the right leg, circling the left leg a bit. And then whenever you're ready, bringing your foot to your ankle or your calf or your inner thigh. And hands to heart center. If you want, you can grow your branches or sway in the wind, or whatever floats your boat tonight. And whenever you're ready, we'll come out of that. We're going to go into camel, or into eagle pose. So we're going to bring our right arm out in front of us, left arm on top, and twist the arms. And then you can cross your ankle, or you can wrap it around if that's within your practice. We're going to lift the elbows up and then slowly bring them down. up to neutral. We'll untwist ourselves and retwist on the opposite side. Bringing the left arm over, the right arm underneath. Raising the arms, elbows up, and slowly lowering from the hips and back up. And we'll untwist. Now we're going to come down to the mat and do some exercises on our back. So just find your way to a seated position on your back. Let's start by just stretching our body out. A long body stretch. Your arms and feet. Let's bring our feet to the mat with bent knees by our buttocks. We're going to bring our arms at our sides. We're going to do a variation of bridge pose. So we're going to push up, lifting our hips and lifting our arms at the same time above our head. And then slowly lowering one vertebrae at a time, bringing the hips down and the arms down. You can do a few more of those at your own pace. And now we're going to go in traditional bridge pose with the feet in the same position, but we're going to bring our shoulders underneath our shoulder blades together, clasping our hands underneath our hips and buttocks, and then pushing up, arching the back. And then slowly lowering down, removing the arms. We'll do that again, lifting up, bringing the shoulder blades together, clasping the hands underneath the hips and buttocks, lifting up. And then releasing, bringing the arms out. Let's take our left ankle over our right knee. For seated pigeon, we're going to clasp our right thigh with our hands. And then, depending on how deep of a stretch you would like in your hips, pull towards your chest. Some deep breaths. We're going to hold this for a few extra breaths. Keeping the feet flexed is also helpful. We'll lower that right foot to the mat and the left, crossing the right ankle over the left knee. That might be enough of a stretch for you. If you would like more, grab the left thigh and pull towards your chest, keeping the feet flexed. Remembering to breathe deeply. We'll come out of that, bringing our both feet back to the mat. And let's windshield wiper our legs back and forth a few times. Let's grab our knees, give ourselves a big hug. Do some circles along your spine if that feels good for you. And then we're gonna grab the outside of our feet and go into happy baby pose. Pushing the knees towards the mat. You can straighten one leg or the other, or neither, whatever you feel like. Stretching to stretch. And then we'll bring our feet together, wrapping your hands around your feet in butterfly pose, opening the groin muscles. Whenever you're ready, we'll come out of that and we're just going to rock ourselves up into a straight-legged seat with your feet out in front of you on the mat. We'll raise our arms up towards the sky and bending at the hips in the direction of our toes. Bend forward. And we'll come out of that and we're going to make our way onto our bellies. Take your time. And we're just going to rest all the way down in crocodile pose, resting our chin on our hands. Take some breaths here, just grounding your body into the mat, into the earth. And let's bring our arms out in front of us. And using the strength of your back, lift your arms up. If you would like to, you can lift your feet up as well. Like Superman, Superwoman. And bring your arms to the right, back towards center and to the left. And then we'll drop back down to crocodile pose, resting. If you're able to grab your ankles, we can go into bow pose. If that's not within your practice today, you can just stay in the Superman woman pose. I'm going to grab my ankles with my arms, arching my back, lifting my thighs. And then we'll slowly drop back. Let's go back to crocodile pose, resting for a couple breaths. Let's push ourselves up into Sphinx pose, which is using our forearms to support us. Come back to our bellies and tuck our toes, pushing up into downward facing dog. Once more. Looking between your legs with your chest to your thighs. When you're ready, step back up to the front of the mat, sweeping the arms up. Sweeping the arms up again, coming down for a forward bend. Halfway lift. Forward bend. Sweep the arms up towards the sky. Let's take our legs wide again. We're going to do a twist this time with our forward bend. Let's bring our hands on our hips, and then we're going to bring our right arm to our left ankle. Returning that hand to the hip, bringing the left arm to the right ankle. Hands back to hips and slowly raise up. And we're going to make our way back to the mat onto our backs again. Let's bring our arms out in a T and lower the legs to the left side and cross the legs. Dropping them to the left, looking over the right shoulder. We'll untwist from that side and drop the legs to the right side, looking over the left shoulder. You can come out of that, bring your knees into your chest. Again, giving yourself a big hug. You can roll back and forth or do circles again along your spine, if that feels good for you tonight. And then you can extend your legs out. We'll go into our resting pose of Shavasana, corpse pose, with the arms along the sides of the body and the legs straight with the feet splayed open. Becoming quiet. Letting all the prana, the life force energy soak in to your body and spirit. When you're ready, you can start bringing some movement back into your body with your fingers and toes. Bringing your knees into your chest. Rolling to one side or the other. And whenever you're ready, pushing yourself up into seated position. There was something I wanted to read.
Read it now if you want.
Okay. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And I don't know why I'm crying, everyone.
Let's go.
Namaste, everyone. Thank you for being here.
It's worthy of crying.
One of those days.